Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
Doubleheader in the Bonds Galway Senior Football Championship, the Bonds Secours Galway Senior Football Championship. You are welcome along to Galway GAA TV, a collab brought to you in conjunction with Galway Bay FM and Stream Sport. It's a big doubleheader ahead here tonight. First one is Cuilinn versus Tuam Stars. We're going to go through straight away down to pitch side, where Ollie Turner is joined by Eddie Hoare.
Pitch side, I'm with a man who's graced the Pearse Stadium sward many times, Eddie Hoare. I don't think I've ever seen Pearse Stadium look so well, or ever been in this Salt Hill venue with no wind practically. Conditions absolutely perfect.
Yeah, Ali, definitely perfect conditions for football. Not really, very little or no breeze. Lights are on, and again, it's the showcase event. The county semi-finals with probably the four best teams in the county on form this year, so it makes for a really entertaining few hours ahead. Yeah,
the big four, as you say, the lights here for the first time. We're not going to see the full value of them, Ed, probably until the second half of this game, or maybe even, as we're told, just to move out of the way, because Tuam Stars are in the middle of their warm-up as well, so I'd rather not get a peck of the ball. You'll be fit enough for it as well. Tuam Stars behind us against Maigh Cuilinn. They've got to know each other really well over the last few years, Ed. Maigh Cuilinn have got the edge in recent years, but do you give Tuam a chance here this evening?
Most certainly. On form, I suppose they have won the league final and are here on merit. Like we touched on, probably the top four teams are here. David Donlan has come in and they've added some younger players to it. Shane McGlinchey won in All-Ireland a few years ago, but he has hit form in a senior jersey for Tuam this year, and they're here on merit, and they're here, I'm sure, not to make up the numbers. They'll be here to make sure that they book a place in the county final in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, it'll be a big battle with young McGlinchey, who's had his injury problems, with Tom Clark in the middle of the field for Maigh Cuilinn. Up front, of course, the two McDonoughs are going well as well for Cathal Clancy's side. Maigh Cullinn's experience getting to the final, winning 2 titles, does that give them any kind of an edge, or the fact that we're here in Pearse Stadium, where Maigh Cuilinn play a lot more often than Tuam?
Most certainly, Maigh Cuilinn will be here, and they made no qualms about it during the week. David Wynne was interviewed and he said their aspirations are to win a county title. They've won 2 over the last number of years, and they're obviously here to get into another final and be competitive, and I've no doubt they will. It has the makings of a cracking game here in a few minutes' time.
Okay, the couple of county players we've got to talk about. Peter Cook is out there for Maigh Cuilinn. We see him pinging the balls around in the background, Ed. He's not starting, but surely he's going to play a big part in this game.
Again, you look at depth in squads, and that's maybe why I would be veering maybe towards Maigh Cuilinn in terms of depth. They have the luxury of being able to hold Peter Cook in reserve. On the other hand, Cormac McWalter has been involved with Galway senior teams over the last number of years. They've been forced now to play him from the off with Brian Mannion not available. So again, Peter Cook, he looks fit, he looks fresh. He's had a good year with Galway this year. Hasn't played in the club championship, but a real good addition to be able to bring in at this stage of the championship.
You've name-checked Brian Mannion. He is out there. Now, we know he's not starting for Tuam Stars, but we saw his value. He started for Galway against New York this year in the championship, so he's a county baller. He's going to be involved with Galway, I'd imagine, again in the squad for next season. If he's anyways fit, surely Tuam are going to have to use him tonight.
Yeah, he appears to have the boots on, so whether he will feature or not, I'd expect if even he has 5-10 minutes, the lift that it would give to the players and indeed the supporters, they'll be using them, and Tuam will try to stay in this game for as long as possible. Like we touched on, they're here on merit. They had a really good contest in the quarter final against Cuilinn, and that extra time win will have stood to them. But again, it's the likes of Jamie Murphy. He stood up big time that day at the Gary O'Donnell with lots of inter-county experience, and those are the names that they'll be looking to make sure that they're well within the contest, and potentially if Brian is fit to feature, that they'll be in the contest when he does.
Okay, Eddie, I know, Jonathan, you're going to go through both lineups for you before the start of this game. Eddie Hoare is going to be on co-com for the big game for you tonight. And of course, we are going to have a minute's silence for the late, great Frank Ivers, a member of the Galway team that won the All-Ireland back in 1956. So I'm sure that will be well observed here on county football semi-final day in Galway. The giant Menlo man, who of course won a championship with Tuam Stars in 1962. He's going to have a big part to play as well. Eddie, looking forward to the commentary. Jonathan, back to you for the teams.
We'll firstly look at the team from Cuilinn. They've made the short trip in the road, where they were victorious last time out against their near neighbours Uachtarard. They line out in follows. Pierce Greeley will remain in goal. The full-back line is number 18 Aidan Claffey, number 3 Mike Maughan and number 6 Owen Kelly. Sean O'Connor continues at wing-back. Galway captain Sean Kelly is at 7, centre-back we're in 17. 5 is the captain of the side, David Wynne. Middle of the field then for Carl Clancy's side is 8 Paul Kelly and 21 Tom Clark. Number 10 is Johnny Maloney, 11 is Niall Walsh and 22 is Gerard Davron. And then the full forward line, both sets of the McDonaghs. Fionn wears 13, Fikra wears 14, and the danger man, the sharpshooter inside, is number 15, Daisy Keneally. We'll swing down the N17 a little bit now, and we'll go across to the Stars. Tuam down in front of the Oris Bourne and Troy are wearing all red today, and they line out as follows. A couple of changes on their side from the starting programme. 2 changes sees number 2 introductions, big introductions as well. 23 Shane McGlinchey, he will start in midfield in place of Ronan Colleran. And then 1 change, the guys referenced, and the injured player of Brian Mannion wearing 13, he doesn't tog, and his place in the top corner forward position is taken by number 24 Conor McWalter. 1 change of name then as well is in the middle of the field, where number 8 now is being worn by James Cryan. So the Dara Forkin is in goal. It is the full back line, as you were pretty much, of Brian O'Donnell, Dara Rourke, and number 4 is Rory O'Connell. Number 5, the danger man bombing up the wing, will be Gary O'Donnell. Dara Hinahan will wear 6-7 is Keane Mitchell. And then we talk to then Jack Cryan, he'll wear 8 alongside number 23 Shane McGlinchey. The half forward line then, Conor Hinahan. It'll be Jamie Murphy, the experienced warrior, so good in their victory last time out over against Cuilinn, and number 12 Ben O'Connell. And inside line then is 24 Conor McWalter, the Armagh man, and had quite a battle with Sean Kelly in last year's semi-final. 14 is Jack Grugan, and number 15 is Luke Donlan for David at Donlan's side. The lights are about to be sparked up as we await the action. Of course, as Ollie touched on, we will have a moment's silence before the game also, and we will just pause in a couple of moments for that opportunity to show our moment's respect. Frank Ivers, you probably hear his name read out over the PA, a legend of Galway football, and certainly a sad blow during the week when we got the news of his death, and his roll of honours is being led out here, out in pretty packed so far Pearse Stadium. It's looking immaculate, and just going to have that tribute before the first of tonight's semi-finals. Don't forget, tomorrow as well we'll be back down the road where we will have the intermediate semi-finals to come. That's a double header tomorrow in at Tuam Stadium, but I suppose all attention here is in Pearse Stadium. It's for the first time ever we've had games under the lights. The only other game to take place, official game to take place under the lights, was the National Football League at the start back in cold January, where All-Ireland champions Armagh were officially unveiled out here. President of the GAA, Jarlath Burns, was in situ as well, and we had the opening ceremony of the lights, but we have to get a little bit of time before the opportunity, and got to welcome the decision by the county board to have this double header, and it's certainly a feast of football. But first we will have a moment's silence here at Pearse Stadium.
Galway GAA would like to extend its condolences to his wife Bridget, to his immediate family, extended family, and many friends. And yes, Lord Jesus, allow our family to be rest in peace. Thank you very much.
A lovely ovation here in Pearse Stadium for the late great Frank Ivers, both sides, and you can hear the levels of vocals from the crowd is already starting to spike up. Huge situation. We've left here in football in terms with the 4 best teams left in the county, the 4 group winners, the 4 seeded teams. It's actually, if you look at the league campaigns, it's Division 1 champions against the Division 2 champions, where last season Maigh Cullinn's side that was pretty much torn to pieces in terms of so many players playing for Galway was relegated down to Division 2, but they're back up, and it was Tuam Stars who got over the line this year after the 3rd time in the league. But it's all about championship football here right now, and it is straight away. It is Maigh Cullinnn on the attack over towards the right hand side, and Desi off the throw, and he tends to do this a good bit, trying to hover his way off and try and get that run from the one-on-one throw in the middle of the pitch. The possession is recycled back now, and it is Maigh Cullinnn. They've made the short trip in the road, as we said. This is pretty much their home in terms of football and opportunities. Played a lot of games here. As the first shot comes in, it's going to hang towards the left hand side, and it's the first wide of the game. It's taken 33 seconds, but Maigh Cullinnn, it was the man of the match in the final, semi-final, quarter-final even, if we get that one right. Freaker McDonagh that time. He is a little bit off radar. And Eddie, you've made the John down from pitch side. I suppose first things first, just to give our viewers and listeners, as a stray kick out is just about got away with there. Austin O'Connell gives them the benefit of the doubt, but the pitch is looking immaculate. It must be immaculate to be down there as well, just a couple of moments before the game.
Pitch is in really, really good condition. Very little or no breeze, so it's perfect conditions for football. The lights are on. The crowd has really come in. There's really good atmosphere here, and like we touched on, perfect conditions for football, and both teams will have no excuses. They need to put their best foot forward here over the next 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's certainly 2 really exciting games to look forward to. Of course, we will have the battle, I think, that the whole country is talking about in terms of Cuilinn against Salty Lochnacar. That's come a little bit later on, but this game very much will whet the appetite as well. A lot of people struggling to call these games as Tuam go for the first shot. It's turned into a Garryowen. The one thing of note as well here, which is very, very unusual, Eddie, for Pearse Stadium, there is not a puff of breeze out there. The flags are completely stationary.
Yeah, completely stationary, no breeze. Like we touched on, perfect conditions for football. Maigh Cullinnn have had the first attack. I think it was Fionn McDonagh who tailed it to the left and wide, but like we touched on, perfect conditions for football. So Maigh Cullinnn are playing into the Rockbarton Road End, Tuam into the Oris. So again, little or no breeze, and the elements won't be a factor in today's game.
Yeah, usually with the 2-pointer rule, we've seen big swings over the course of the campaign so far. Usually there's a breeze coming in off the coast there, but that's pretty much taken out of the situation here as well. Seen a lot of static play here so far, still no score. 2.5 minutes in. Maigh Cullinnn, though, have been fouled there. There's an opportunity now. Freaker McDonagh, who's been quite involved so far. Usually you'd say Desi Keneally might fancy this one, but it's a horrible shot from... It comes across here. They don't even shoot for goal straight away. As McDonagh gets it back again in the corner, and he drives forward. This time shoots with the left again, and this one is another one that's tailed off. He's had 2 shots at the post. Neither of them have been on target. One left, one right. So still a blank canvas in terms of the scoreboard to date. Tuam, it's an interesting setup, quite defensive, you would say, at times already so far. What are we looking at? 3 minutes of football. They've been quite static, very well drilled.
They have, yeah. It's an interesting dynamic. Maigh Cullinnn appear to have 4 players right across the middle, so they're quite aggressive in terms of man-to-man pressing up on the kick-out. Now that's the second wide for Maigh Cullinnn into the Rockbarton Road End. They'd be disappointed with that, because having missed the first, they would have expected to nail that one, and I think it potentially might have been
Fionn McDonagh, yeah, the two brothers look very like, but we have noticed the bicycle shorts on the right hamstring quad of Fionn, who was a huge injury doubt coming into this campaign. Good to see him out, and now they're on the attack now themselves, and it's their captain David Wayne going to run to show the forwards how to do it. And talk about a captain leading by example. He's gone and nailed it
The award-winning Blackrock Cottage in Salt Hill is one of Galway's most popular.
Good score from David Wynne, and to be honest, they needed to settle after their third attack, getting the score. He came up on his favoured left foot and stroked it nicely over the bar. Full value for their early 1-point lead.
I could see a lot of that today as well. Of course, you look at experienced wing backs who love to drive forward, no more so than on the Tuam Stars side. Gary O'Donnell has been bombing up and down. He's in possession of the football now, this time via the boot. Over towards the right corner he goes, and Tuam now have pushed a lot of people in, but they lose possession of the football. A little bit scrappy back there, and they're going to come out with it now. Cuilinn, who are of course so good at running the football from deep, move it through their hands. Might have been a late challenge there. Austin Collins said on you go, and Cuilinn now come flying forward with possession of the football. They break the 65, still ongoing. Now it's Desi, has been heavily involved, probably a little quieter by his terms in the quarter-final. Pops it off the shoulder now, and it's Cuilinn who come forward. That was Niall Walsh, chips it in corner here. Could be a goal-scoring opportunity, in fact, as they make their way through. Hand passes intercepted there. Dara Hinan did ever so well, but it nearly opened up out of nothing there.
It did, yeah. Cuilinn were attacking, and they seemed to breach the Tuam Stars backline. It was half a goal chance it looked, but he seemed to lose his footing, and Tuam have come away. But again, they did appear to get in quite easily past the Tuam rearguard.
Here come Tuam on the attack now. That's Rory. Connor coming forward. He loves to get forward as well. Talk about defenders. He's certainly one who's heavily experienced. He needs some help here. Jamie Murphy's very close towards the sideline, and it's been picked up there by Sean Kelly. And that already looks like an interesting battle there. Johnny Maloney gets his possession, second possession of the game. Finds Paul Kelly now on the halfway line in front of the GA crest. Bombing his way down here. He's side lead by a point to no score. 6 minutes gone here in the first half in Pearse Stadium. As we await, the lights are turned on. Hardly needed so far. And certainly nothing too shining, too brightful on the football in terms so far. Shot comes in from distance, and that's a little bit short in the end. It was Niall Walsh and Carl Clancy already. He won't be getting overly concerned, but what's that? A goal scoring opportunity that didn't go their way. 2 wides and 1 short by my quick tally in 6 minutes of football. It shows the dominance of possession they've had, but they'll be disappointed with that accuracy.
They will, yeah. Niall Walsh took on the shot and would have expected to find the range, but it did drop short. And like you touched on, Cathal Clancy will be disappointed. That's 4 attacks and only 1 score to show from it. What
you would say is Dave Donlan will probably be frustrated with the amount of times that Tuam have turned the ball over while they're on the attack. I think that's 2 or 3 by my count there. Again, 6.5 minutes of football.
Yeah, in the early stages, Cuilinn appeared to be winning a lot of the 50-50 battles. One ball went into the full forward line of Tuam Stars and didn't stick. They'll be disappointed with that too. And it's important because in the early exchanges, Cuilinn have all the possession and appear to be much the better side.
Sean Kelly now off the shoulder. Is coming forward now. Paul Kelly takes it brother to brother as they go over towards the right hand side, where it's Fionn McDonagh. This time he turns down the opportunity. A couple of his early siders didn't go on target. And now Desi recycles back to Sean Kelly. Switch of play over towards the left hand side. There's a roar there, and it's being picked up by Tom Clark. Gets it outside the 2-point arc and gives it off the shoulder. Still only the David Wynne score, the only score of the game so far. And Cuilinn now keeping possession. Sean Kelly now starting to pull the strings a little bit. It's Darragh O'Rourke who's putting pressure on him. As Niall Walsh now finds half a little yard, is driving down centrally, still open up onwards he goes. Still might be a goal scoring opportunity, and flashes it over the bar. In the end, it's the 2nd point, but a hot knife through potato in the end there. A dominant run, probably a little bit frustrated that a lot of lateral play. And in the end, Niall Walsh gets his first score of the game. It's his side second.
Yeah, good score from Niall Walsh. Very direct, ran at the Tuam defence. But again, you touched on it. Sean Kelly is getting on a lot of ball and playing in that quarterback role, winning a few exchanges with his one-on-one battle. And Tuam will need to settle. It's 8 minutes in and they haven't really had much in the offensive stakes. They're attacking here now.
Jack Grugan now gets it. Turns first time, has it the legs. Oh, it's a quality score. It's nailed over the bar in the end. And I think another example of just get the ball, turn, don't even look at the post and swing it over. And he's been a fine addition in recent years. He's in situ, I believe, as a teacher in St. Jarlath's. He had a big impact last season in the semi-final in Tuam Stadium, and it's certainly a score that his side really, really need. And it might be even a disaster here as the kick-out's been intercepted. Grugan fails to get momentum as he picked up, but still has possession of the ball. This time off his right. Will it have the legs? It won't. It's short and off target in the end, but nearly kamikaze there.
Yeah, Pierce Greeley looked for the short kick out to Owen Kelly, miscued it, undercooked it, and I think it was Jack Rugan who had scored the resultant score, had intercepted it. He'd be disappointed not to have punished it though. He dropped it short in the end and it would have put the sides level.
So still a 1 point advantage for Mark Cuilinn. 9 minutes gone here. Crowd still making its way in here in Pierce Stadium. Beautiful conditions. It's a fresh night here in Salt Hill. We're all really looking forward to this game of football as Sean Kelly goes on the attack there towards Tom Clark. And now they recycle it backwards. Where they continue to quick hands and drive the way through. Will there be a shot on goal? They will. Has it the legs? It looks like it's tail off again. It's another shot that's gone astray, and the tally is starting to make its way up. And it's still 2 points to 1 in favour of Mark Cuilinn. But it's another opportunity that's got away. They're certainly getting plenty of opportunities. That's a fine kick out though from Dara Forkin, but the sides are probably a little bit unlucky there. Conor Hinnigan was almost through, but instead it's Stephen Wynne. Will he go for the lightning strikes twice moment? It comes back here. The shot has been taken for Walsh, but it's dragged out to left. Fourth wide in 10.5 minutes of football. They've got two. That's the only saving grace.
They'll be disappointed with that. Again, David Wynne took the right option. Having scored earlier, he found Niall Walsh. Niall Walsh again well within his range, and again he'll be disappointed to have dragged that to the left and wide. That's 4 wides for Maigh Cuilinn to Tuam Stars, who have none.
And of course, this Galway GAA TV coverage for this semi-final is brought to you in association with the Blackrock College and Restaurant in Salt Hill. You can go to www.blackrockcollege.ie to find out more. Tuam, though, facing down that end, are trying to go for an equaliser. I've had only 2 shots on target. Both have gone from Jack Rugan. One went over the bar, one went just a little bit off cue. That's their only damage. Is Jamie Murphy now. It's a clever little ball inside. It's starting to open up for half an opportunity here. Grugan gets it. Difficult situation. He's on the 21. Punches the ball back towards Jamie Murphy. And noticeable, Eddie, as we watch this attack here, the experienced players for Tuam Stars are starting to stand up in the last couple of moments. Murphy might get the give and go here. It comes across now towards Mitchell, and he's nailed it. And the Tuam faithful that have made the trip up the road.
The award-winning Blackrock Cottage in Salt Hill.
Happier because it's tied things up again here. 11.5 minutes gone, 2 points apiece. But it's just to touch on that. The experienced players for Tuam so putting their hand up big time there.
Yeah, experienced players working the ball patiently. First bit Gary O'Donnell over on the right hand side worked its way all the way across. Jack Rugan, Jamie Murphy involved, and then Cian Mitchell. Really good score off his right foot. That's 2 points apiece.
So Greeley didn't go short this time. It breaks kindly. For them, Paul Kelly sets his side on attack, and look at the room Desi has. He quickly moves it through the hands now to Fionn McDonagh. Tries to go back on the left, still trying to get back on the left foot, but Tuam have him well sussed out, you say. Desi now, short time, is blocked. I think that was Dara Rourke who got his paws on possession of the football, and they further forced the turnover with Jamie Murphy back there. And the Stars are just starting to spark into life out there.
Yeah, we touched on the 50-50 encounters, and that's a really good turnover against Sean Kelly, who's an inspirational leader in the Maigh Cuilinn outfit. So that's more than a turnover. It riled up the crowd, and Tuam Stars, like you touched on, having started slowly, have really got into it in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, seems to be a punishment being given there to Mark Cuilinn for an earlier phase of that play. It looked like Gary O'Donnell was trying to find Luke Davin, but backwards they go close towards the halfway line, and Tuam Stars will try and reset things again here. 13 minutes gone here in the first half in Pierce Stadium. It's 2 points apiece. Again, we must reference as well, not a puff of breeze here as well, so that dynamic has been taken out of the equation. Dara Hinnan still keeps going back on the left. He loves to drive his side forward, still going, but needs some help. Has taken a considerable bit of time, and he's been punished for steps before he booted the ball away. And I suppose you would say, Eddie, another situation where the Maigh Cuilinn defence just about does enough there.
No, they've done well. They were patient. There might potentially have been a jersey pull before, but I think Dara will acknowledge he just took too much out of it and probably got caught in two minds. And in the end, I think Austin O'Connell made the right decision in awarding a free out for over Cuilinn.
So it's a free just inside their own 2 point arc here for Maigh Cuilinn. Sean Kelly is gone for a run. No, it's gone in field, in fact. And it is Kelly. But gives it back on the driving forward now. Mike Maughan, and look at him open up the legs. He's got halfway. He's under pressure. The fullback is going for a run here. He's a long way from home, but he's brought the ball a long way up the pitch as well. Tom Clark will get it on the right hand side. Nobody really in front of the goal, so they go around the edges here. Picked it off the shoulder again, still being encouraged on. Might be a backdoor cut. They love to do these. It's still opened up. Can they get the shot and goal? That's a lot of steps being taken there. Where's the ball going to break out? It spins out, and it's Desi kind of meandering his way through from a low zone. McDonagh thought about the shot but decided to recycle. I think those earlier missed efforts are still a little bit in his brain. So he might have had an opportunity here. This time it's Johnny Maloney. Scoops the ball in field towards Niall Walsh. Niall Walsh now in between the two arcs. Under a lot of duress back there, but still holds possession of the football. There's a big switch backwards, and Sean Kelly gets it now, and he's a bit of open country in front of him. It's Darragh Rourke who leads the chart out, but Kelly's dropped his shoulder towards the left-hand side. Gary Donnell has found the Galway captain, and he's happy to take the free there as well. But just how good is Sean Kelly? He probably wasn't even in the camera a couple of moments ago, but just darts up out of nowhere.
Yeah, really effective. He's a really direct runner, but to be fair, David Wynne made a really good run off the ball to create the space, and probably was a free marginally at the end for Maigh Cuilinn, and a good chance now for Dessie Keneally to record his first score. An interesting contest out there, Gary O'Donnell and Johnny Maloney, two really experienced players on both sides. Be interesting to see who comes out on top there.
So Dessie has placed the football. Anyone that saw the quarter-final victory against the Gale over on the right-hand side against Duke Gerard, he somehow nailed one off the ground. This one is a bit more of the standard, you would say, for a right-footed kicker, just left of central, inside the two-point arc. So he's about 40 yards out, give or take. Going to shoot off the hands, strikes it high, and it's good. And Maigh Cuilinn are back in front, 3 points to 2. 15, almost 60 minutes gone here. Game not quite on a knife edge, but certainly not a lot between the sides so far. It's probably been the close battle that many people anticipated. We'll see now, a couple of goal kicks on either side have gone a little bit off cue. There's a big tactic here where if Darragh Forkin can go over the lot, he has an opportunity. He's still going to go over towards that right-hand side, very close towards the sideline, and Gary Donnell can only push it over the sideline in the end. It's like they're working on something there. It just didn't come off, but there's a clear tactic. We don't know what it is just yet, but they're definitely trying something new off the kick-out.
They are, yeah. That's two he's missed, but to be fair, he's got 4 others away. He just overcooked it. I think it was a pre-rehearsed tactic that tried to expose Gary O'Donnell, but it just went a little bit too far and went out over the sideline. Niall
Walsh this time with the hands, plays the ball in field. Can they get the shot away? A couple of dummy ovals there, that's beautiful. Still trying to meander with forward. Niall Walsh again off the left, a difficult angle, but it's 2 in quick succession for Maigh Cuilinn. 4 points to 2, they've doubled their advantage. And it all came from a squeeze on the kick out, but Sean Kelly again, his DNA is all over Pearse Stadium already.
Yeah, he's been influential in most of Maigh Cullinn's scores early on. He's the playmaker at 6, but it's interesting, Maigh Cuilinn are really pushing hard. There's 5 there around the advanced arc. They're pushing up on the kickouts to go man to man, and Tuam Stars are finding it difficult to pick out 2-on-1 here again.
It's a kick out that goes over the lot. Shane McGlinchey is in the middle, and he's been punished there from Austin O'Connell. He's saying a little bit of a shoulder off the ball, I think, is the indication that we can make. Or no, he's giving it the other way. Okay, that's confused, I think, everyone here. But Tuam get grateful possession of the football. And now Jamie Murphy picks things up. Could be a few conversations. There's a long ball in around the house. Who's going to get possession of the football? In it goes towards Luke Davern, but it just ran out. But you can see what Jamie Murphy was trying to do there. It's officially their first wide of the game. They do trail by 4 points to 2, but we can almost sniff a goal there by the way they try to loft that one in.
Yeah, it was probably a good time to take the chance on it, but unfortunately for them it went out and over the line. They looked, it was 1-on-1 inside. It's probably the right option to take, but Jamie still will be disappointed because it is a tight, tentative game. And like that, if you have someone 1-on-1 inside, a goal is going to be a massive score for either side in this game.
It's some boot of a kick there from Pearse Greeley. But it's Tuam have won the decision, and Gary Donnell takes the quick free kick and is still going across the face of the goal. Needs some help, recycles the ball backwards. Tuam now pushing forward, trying to put some energy in the game. They hit a burst. They need to had almost a breach there a couple of seconds ago, but people didn't see someone down the far goal having a drink of water. Shot comes in, this is dangerous. Where's the ball going to go? Straight across the goal. Oh my days, Conor McWalter, he just needed a fingernail onto that one.
He did. He's really, really tight in the end. It tailed out to the left and wide, but the ball, again, it looks like something that Tuam Stars have been working on. That long, direct, hanging ball in, exposing the Mike Cuilinn full back line. And an inch or two either side of Cormac Walder's fists, and that could have ended up
so it's still
in the back of the Mike Cuilinn net.
Still a 2-point advantage for Mark Cuilinn. And 90 minutes in fact gone in the first half. Greeley puts that left boot out the same side again this time though. It's won magnificently out in the middle of the pitch. It's Tom Clark coming down in possession of the football. That midfield battle has already turned out to be fascinating. Mark Cuilinn now on the attack themselves, over towards the left hand side. As Desi pings out of it, they will cycle the ball backwards. Keep on possession now. There's a bit of room over this side. Bit of open country here to come forward. And a late hit comes on there perhaps. And possession is with Finn McDonagh, trying to get back on his left. Found half a little yard as he burst his way through. We'll cycle the ball backwards again. Seen a lot of that so far. The shot has come in from Johnny Maloney. It's just hung up underneath around the goal mouth. Tuam just about come out with possession of the football. Shane McGlinchey has to be careful here as well, and he gets the shortest of hand passes away, but it's nearly a hospital pass because it's just possession back, and Finn McDonagh now scoops the ball in field. Not the greatest pass in the world, and it's gobbled up by Tuam Stars. Hot potato stuff there the last couple of moments. Jamie Murphy now, it could be a big roar if Tuam can get a score off this one as the red shirts swarm forward. Infield it goes towards Ben O'Connell. He looks up. There's another long ball inside. There's plenty of movement. In it goes towards the corner, towards Davern. Davern now inside the 21. Goes back on the left. Still going. Tries to spin his way around. He's got an opportunity here as well. This could be half a goal scoring opportunity. Back on the left. He kicks it high. He puts it up. He puts it over the bar. It's a 1-point ball game here in Pearse Stadium. And literally Tuam from one end of the pitch to the other.
Really good turnover and score. I think Fionn McDonagh, having missed the earlier two shots, just hesitated for a minute. It was probably well within his range to take on the score. He didn't. The pass went astray. Tuam, on the other hand, right up the pitch, and Luke Davin, that's probably the score of the game. Really took on his man inside out and then stroked it over. Great score for Tuam and puts the minimum between the sides.
And they've got the possession of the football again. Conor McWalter, he has the benefit of the official as well, as Shane McGlinchey now drives forward. Will he look to take a shot on goal? He's going to shoot, trying to level things up. A difficult angle from the Orsport and a throw end, and he's certainly back with a bang. We're level for the second time here in Pearse Stadium. 21 and a half minutes gone, 4 points apiece.
Another really good score. I was going to say earlier, the midfield battle is pivotal, and Shea probably hadn't been getting on as much ball as he would have liked in the first 20 minutes, but in the last two plays he's been influential. Won a ball the stand side for the last score, and on the receiving end of the kick out at that point, and strokes it over with his right foot. Really inspirational score.
I was about to say surely Pearse Greeley won't go the same way again, but what do I know, he has. But unfortunately from his perspective, it's possession back with the Stars. They're coming flying forward, trying to get in front for the first time, and they're starting to get a little bit of trouble. Shot has been taken. They have the advantage as the shot tailed off, but it's back for what I think is a 2-point effort now as well here, Eddie. And Dara Forkin is going to come forward here. This could make things very interesting.
Yeah, the advantage didn't accrue. It tailed out to the right and wide from Ben O'Connell, I think, and Austin O'Connell has brought it back for the 2-point effort. I think it looks like Jack Grugan fancies it. Dara Forkin was going to come up. It's actually outside the 45. It looked like it was just outside the advanced arc, but it's not really within range, so they'll go short.
Now they have to reset that one. Infield it goes, which was Jack Cryan. Late addition to this side. Pops it off the shoulder here, Colin Hennigan. And now the recycle back where the move started over Ben O'Connell. Ben O'Connell shoots, half blocked, hangs up dangerously. Greeley comes out, the ball spins up, it's possession back, it's into the back of the net. Keane Mitchell was there, and by God did he punish. The Union Bag has been rattled for the first time, and Tuam Stars indeed are in front, 1-4 to 4 points.
Yeah, really big score in the context of the game, quite tight and tentative early on, but my long ball went in from Ben O'Carroll. I think initially a shot that was half blocked. Pearse really hesitated, he fumbled the ball and it found its way to Keane Mitchell and he kicked it into an empty net. Again, really big score for Tuam Stars, who've scored 1-2 of the last without reply.
Well, we did say that they bought the lotto ticket in terms of loft and high balls in. I'm not quite sure if that one was by design, but certainly punished in style. And it's over to Maigh Cuilinn now, but I suppose you would say if there's ever a side to have steady heads, it is this all-conquering side from the last couple of years. Been involved in so many county finals, of course. A couple of Frank Foxes brought home as well from their perspective. Brought back to boards Ballydocha. Comes across now. Finn McDonough has a lot of time, and at his third occasion, he gets it over the bar. It's some of the personal note. It's delighted to see him off the mark and to score. Definitely from Carl Clancy's side. I see him deep in conversation on the sideline here. His side's 5th score of the game, but 1-4 to Tuam Stars. 24 minutes gone, and a tonic score that they needed.
Yeah, an important response to the goal for Maigh Cuilinn, but Fionn McDonough has been on a lot of ball early in this first half. He's been quite influential. Now, he missed the 2 early ones, and he'll be delighted to have got that score, because him and Fiachra inside line are pivotal players, as is Desi Keneally, as we all know.
Yeah, and he almost hesitated there a moment as well, just before that one. I think in the end, had to take the shot, so that'll certainly help his confidence. Tuam now showing a bit of experience in the football. And they don't want to concede 2 scores in a row, and they recycle the ball cleverly. Gary O'Donnell now is start looking to drive forward and then boots it in towards the corner. The other ball, that is, taken inside. And Murphy comes across the shoulder. Will he take a shot at goal inside the old arc? And he nails it over the bar. And the experienced Warriors of the Stars combined there. Gary O'Donnell into Jamie Murphy and over the bar. And Higgeti, we've heard that duo, we've heard those words said together before.
It's clear and evident from the first half. Tuam Stars are not afraid to get long ball in, and they've actually got quite a bit of success. I know Ben O'Connell had undercooked his shot in the early doors, but it did fall inside the full forward line, and the wing back ended up with the goal. But it's something they're getting change out of. On the other hand, Maigh Cuilinn are looking to work it through the lines. David Wynne, Sean Kelly, Tom Clark, and just haven't got as much of a return as Tuam would have, even though it's high risk, high reward.
So too many steps have been taken there. From the Maigh Cuilinn perspective, Johnny Maloney punished there. So it's Tuam Stars with 26 minutes gone in the first half, who lead Maigh Cuilinn by 1-5 to 5 points, and they're on the attack again, and I think they smell a bit of blood as we come close towards half time. Probably slow enough starters from their perspective, but certainly growing into the game. Of course, they've been knocking on the door for so many years, lost a couple of league finals in a row, and now this shot comes in, and Dara Hinnan will take the house off, and he's gone and nailed it. And they're certainly finishing the half with a flurry. 1-6 now to 5 points. And it's probably a little bit easy, you would say, from their perspective there.
Yeah, they've definitely upped the ante. Maigh Cuilinn, on the other hand, are looking to force a little overcarry there, but Gary O'Donnell was the man who came out with the ball along the right wing. He's been quite pivotal in the last 10-15 minutes as Tuam Stars have burst back into the game, and really, really good score from range from Dara Heenahan, who's having a fine game at 6.
And talk about experienced Warriors. David Wynne there, the captain from Maigh Cuilinn, just plucked that one out of a crowd of bodies. Gives the possession back now towards Mike Mon. But the Tuam faithful now are starting to park in a little bit deep, trying to get a defensive shape. Sean Kelly now, his side probably need to score. Gives it to the brother Paul, and infield it goes when they're still on goal. And can they get the shot away from a difficult angle? They hold on to possession. The shot has been taken by Fionn McDonough, and it's going to be 1 out of 4 for him. Unfortunately, he's just dragged another one off cue there as well. So a little bit of a wobble, you would say. They're 5th wide of the game. Scoreboard remains 1-6 for Tuam Stars, 5 points for Maigh Cuilinn, 28 minutes gone. But Tuam, if we look at it from their perspective, they'll be fancying another couple of scores before half time, and they're in a credible position. Darragh Forkin goes ever so low. Was that touched on the ground? Referee says no. Possession though with Maigh Cuilinn. Now they're coming on the attack themselves as they bomb their way forward here, trying to get another couple of scores before half time. Here comes the backdoor score towards Desi. Desi shoots it up over the bar. Once it left his boot, who was never really in doubt. 6 points now for Maigh Cuilinn, 1-6 for Tuam Stars, but probably another badly needed score from their perspective.
Good score. It was an important kick out. They pushed up on it and got the reward. But again, it's just that slight of movement. The backdoor cut from Desi found the yard, and his teammate knew exactly what was happening, stroked it nicely over the bar. That's Desi's second, and puts a goal between the sides.
So Darragh Forkin now drives it over towards the right hand side. Up go the bodies. Shane McGlinchey's there, bats it down as he tends to do. Who's going to come out of the ruck with the football? Huge roars over that side, a touch on the ground. Referee belatedly comes and gives it. So certainly a Tuam performance that has been impressive so far. Of 6 scores on the board, as we have 2 minutes of additional time here at the end of the first half. That first half has absolutely flown by. Hard to believe we're already at that stage so far. Cuilinn, though, can they get some damage on the scoreboard from their perspective? They're knocking on the door here. Finn McDonagh again in towards the corner, still going back on the left foot. Surely take a shot, he will. It's low, it's short. And Forkin in the goal had to be the calmest man of the lot, because the dangerous ball in Gaelic football was nearly dividends again there.
Yeah, again, Fionn McDonagh came in along the right hand side. He's quite busy, he's very, very dangerous. In that case, I think he lost his footing and it ended up falling short into Forkin's hands. But again, they're forcing it through the lines a little bit. Michael, on the other hand, Tuam Stars working it short, but also not afraid to take the long ball in either.
Grugan goes for one from downtown. It's going to hang in dangerously. Greeley gets 2 paws on the football and it'll be tidied up at the back. It's David Wynne who comes back there, gets possession back. It's not quite. Lightning strikes twice from a hanging ball in front of the goal mouth. It is still that goal though from Keane Mitchell is the difference between the sides, as we're about to shortly start those 2 moments of additional time here in Pearse Stadium. Of course, this is a big double header of football to come, and this game on Galway JTV. This coverage is brought to you in association with Blackrock College, a restaurant in Salt Hill. You can go to www.blackrockcollege.ie to find out more. But who will be having their food in style tomorrow down in the prom? At the moment, it's very hard to describe who is going to be the winner here. It's Cuilinn now trying to meander way through the shots we've taken. Is he going to squeeze over at AIDS? It's another important score from Cuilinn. It is pretty much their danger man up front, Niall Walsh again, who gets another pivotal score, his 3rd point of the game, and when their shooting has been a little bit wobbly, he's been their go-to man. Yeah,
that's a good score for Niall Walsh. Pearse Greeley, on the other hand, a shot dropped short by Dracrugan. Pearse was very, very assured compared with the goal effort before. He got 2 good fists to it. Cuilinn patiently build the ball up the pitch, and Niall Walsh strokes over his 3rd. He's been their go-to man up front in this first half and has, like we touched on, top scorer for Cuilinn.
Phil McDonagh doesn't have the gum shields in, and as we saw in the quarter-final, Austin is a stickler. He'll have to wait for this one. Desi Keneally, is he going to go for a Jaff Fallon? If he was, it's found Gary O'Donnell. The radar a little bit off. So pretty much a minute of play left here at the end of the first half in Pearse Stadium, where Tuam Stars are currently leading by 6 to 7 points. Can they wrap off a fine performance from Dave Donlan's side with style? Picked up now with Ben O'Connell. Gives it back towards Shane McGlinchey. He got a fine score himself earlier on. Good to see him back from injury. Promising underage star, and indeed all the way up to the extended Galway panel as well. You'd imagine Mikey Graham is in situ watching on. I had a chat with him before the game. He's one of the players of new blood that will be certainly around in terms of the FBD League. As they come forward here in towards the corner, can they get the shot away? This is dangerous. Daxter Davin, surely he's an opportunity to get over the bar. He has, he's gone and nailed it. A fine score in the end by Luke Davin, and the Stars extend their lead.
Yeah, good score, Luke Davin. Again, that's his 2nd point of the game, and that's, I think, like you touched on, Johnny, 6 scores for the Tuam Stars players, and that puts a goal between it. And probably on the balance of play, I think the goal is a fair margin. We touched on earlier that a goal in this contest is tight and tentative is going to be an important score, and in the first half, Tuam Stars have got the first one.
And indeed, right on point, as if a time to perfection as always, Eddie Hoare. It's the goal that is the difference between the sides here at the half-time interval. Tuam Stars 1-7, Cuilinn 7 points. You spotted, I think, PG over there as well. We're watching on. It's a place to be tonight. And this game, everyone, it hasn't lived down. It hasn't, nothing is disappointed so far. It's been a really exciting game of football. Yes, Tuam Stars have their noses in front, but I defy anyone to put their last dollar and pick a winner here so far.
It's tight. We expected it to be. We touched on it earlier that the best 4 teams, I think, in the county this year on form are in the semi-finals, and this game is far from over. I know Tuam Stars are winning by the goal, a fortuitous goal, but to be fair, Keane Mitchell took advantage of an error in the Cuilinn defence, and they're up by a goal. We did touch on it early doors. We saw Tuam Stars were trying the odd long ball. Maigh Cuilinn haven't done that as much. I know Desi is smaller inside, but Fionn McDonough and Fiachra are a little bit bigger, so it'll be interesting to see, does Cathal Clancy look at forcing it, or do they just chip away and have confidence in their players to chip down away at that lead? They obviously have the likes of Peter Cook in reserve there.
That's the question, isn't it, now?
Big asset, and if you're Cathal Clancy, a goal down at half time, if you're thinking, you're probably looking to pull him on. Charlie Cox is there. I know Pádraig Faherty. There's different young
Neil
guys.
Mackay, of course, got the wild goal at the stage last season as well, didn't he?
Neil Mulcahy, again, he would have won a Sigerson with the University. James McLaughlin, he's been dogged with injuries over the course of the last number of years, but he's a really good underage player. So if he's anyways fit, they'll want to bring these guys in early and take the game to Tuam Stars.
Well, it's certainly on a knife edge here so far. It's game one, it's half time, and it's Tuam Stars who lead Maigh Cuilinn by 1-7 to 7 points. We'll grab a cuppa, we'll leave you with some half time highlights, and we'll be back to you very shortly for the second half. And now they're on the attack now themselves, and it's their captain David Wayne going to want to show the forwards how to do it, and talk about a captain leading. As Niall Walsh now finds half a little yard, is driving down centrally, still open up onwards he goes, still might be goal scoring opportunity, and flashes it over the bar in the end. It's the second.
Much in the offensive stakes, they're attacking here now.
Jack Gruga now gets it, turns first time, has it, the legs. Oh, it's a quality score. Starting to stand up in the last couple of moments. Murphy might get the give and go here. It comes across now towards Mitchell, and he's nailed it. And the tune 40 yards out, give or take. Going to shoot off the hands. Strikes it high. And it's good. And Maigh Cuilinn are shot away, a couple of dummy ovals there, that's beautiful. Still trying to meander with it forward. Now Walsh again off the left, a difficult angle, but it's two and quick on the left, still going, tries to spin his way around. He's got an opportunity here as well. This could be half a goal scoring opportunity. Back on the left, he kicks it high, he puts it up, he puts it over the bar. Right forward, will he look to take a shot and goal? He's going to shoot, trying to level things up, a difficult angle from the Horseborn Troyant, and he's certainly back with it. Off the shoulder here, Cuilinn. And now the recycle back, where the move started for Ben O'Connell. Ben O'Connell shoots, half block, hangs up dangerously. Greeley comes out, the ball spins up, it's possession back, it's into the back of the net. Keane Mitchell was there. Got back towards Ballydocha, comes across now. Fionn McDonough has a lot of time, and at his third occasion, he gets it over the bar. Some of the purse taken inside. And Murphy comes across the shoulder. Will he take a shot at goal inside the old arc? And he nails it over the bar. And the experience on the door for so many years. Lost a couple of league finals in a row. And now the shot comes in. And Darragh Hinnan will take the house off. And he's got to get another couple of scores before half time. Here comes the backdoor score towards Desi. And Desi shoots it up over the bar. Once it left his boot, who was never really who was going to be the winner here. It's Maigh Cuilinn now trying to meander way through. The shots we've taken, is he going to squeeze over at Aids? It's another important score from in towards the corner. Can they get the shot away? This is dangerous. Daxter Darvin Shuley's an opportunity to get over the bar. He has. He's gone and nailed it. A fine score in the end by Luke Dow.
The award-winning Blackrock Cottage in .ie.
Custom sportswear and workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
You're very welcome back to Pearse Stadium. It's about to wait the second half here, the first of the Bon Secours Galway Senior Football Championship semi-finals. We're at the interval. It is Advantage Tuam Stars. A goal scored by Cian Mitchell. It is the difference between the sides. Looking around, don't see any changes of note. So still no Peter Cook. We'll see how long more potentially he will be introduced into the affray. It'll be his first involvement of the championship game so far. But it is, as things stand, the Division 1 league champions leading the Division 2 resultant counterparts. See how things develop in the second half. Crowd of people is still swarming its way in here, Eddie. It's fantastic to see as an occasion. Firstly, every time I look around, there's a few more people putting bums on seats.
Yeah, lots of people streaming in still at half time, and great to see the pitch with lots of young players from either club on the pitch at half time.
Ben O'Connell's coming through. Sorry, Eddie, coming through. Hot knife through butter again. And what a start to the second half for Tuam Stars.
Really good start again. Ben O'Connell has been really influential in the first half. That's 7 scores for Tuam Stars across the spread of their team, and that's quite influential. Gary again, O'Donnell was influential in it again. I can see now it looks like Paul Kelly seems to be picking him, so I'd expect they've isolated Gary as being someone who's causing a bit of trouble.
So it really goes long up to another sea of bodies. Jamie Glynchy gets a punch on it, but it's broke for Cuilinn themselves now, trying to get their first score of the second half. As things stand, 4-point advantage for Tuam Stars. Now David Wynn, he got their first score of the first half. He's driving his side forward now with that familiar run. Shot has been coupled now, taken by Johnny Maloney. He's turned into a Gary Owen. He's going to hang towards the left of the goal. It breaks in. It's punched down. Might be dangerous. It could be a goal scoring opportunity. The shot is taken. Oh, save on the crossbar. And over it flies. Dara Forkin, what a save in the end.
Oh, point blank save. What a save. Again, a long dropping ball in by Johnny Maloney. It dropped short, found I think its way to Fionn McDonough, who passed it on to Paul Kelly.
Paul Kelly put the foot through it.
Right in front of the goal. Harkin gets down to his left hand side and tips it onto the crossbar and over. A massive save, and a really influential moment in the context of the game.
I'm not sure did he intend that kick out, but he went low and it found Jamie Murphy, and Gruga now gets it on the 45, who turned quickly in the blink of an eye and boots it down towards the left corner. It is the goal between the sides as things stand. Tuam 1-8, Cuilinn 8 points, but the Stars on the attack now themselves. Shot has been taken by Gruga, and has he got it? He certainly has. Whoa, the football's starting to flow now.
Now it's starting to flow, now it's starting to open up again. Dara Forkin, what an influential save there, and fortuitously enough, finds the kick out to his own man and up the pitch. And Drac Grugan has been, to be fair, he's causing a lot of trouble inside, as has Luke Davin. And when they get ball in, Tuam Stars are very dangerous inside. Again, a really good score and an influential one to respond to Paul Kelly's earlier effort before it.
Austin Collins got into his umpires in front of the goals here for a bit of a chin wag. We'll see what the development will be there this one. It's quick, whatever is the conversation. And he certainly I think hadn't officially awarded the point, but it looked good straight away. It's one of those that second had left the leather of the boot. He thought it was good. It has been marked up on the scoreboard as well. So 1-9 for Tuam Stars, who are on the attack again. Cuilinn with 8 points, 3 minutes gone in the second half. McWalter now gives it in field towards Gary O'Donnell, and now it is Conor Heenan who plays the ball in field. It's sloppy, but McWalter gets it back at the second occasion and drives his way through back towards Jamie Murphy. Has an option on his shoulder. Conor Hennigan in towards the corner of the goal. There's been a late hit off the ball there as well, as we're all following the face and course of the play. I think David Wynn has been called over for a little bit of a lecture here, but a crossing off the ball there. So what you would say, Eddie, is a scoreable free here now, and Tuam are starting to tally up these scores.
Yeah, they are. We touched on at half time there's going to be a big quarter in the game, and Tuam are going to have to push on. We touched on Peter Cook before half time in terms of influence to come on, but will Brian Mannion feature as well? If he is available potentially, I'm not sure if the boots are on, if he's available to play 5-10 minutes. I'm not so sure he is, but if he is, he'll give a massive lift also to Tuam Stars. But big kick to put them 5 points clear, and it should be stroked over.
Ruben's going to take it, so he's on the 21, left hand side, should suit the left boot, and indeed he sails it over the crossbar. 1-10 now for Tuam Stars, 8 points for Cuilinn. And the interesting thing to take note as well, that free kick was taken up And sprinting down the sideline just opposite, going through an increasingly increased warm-up, is Peter Cook. And I think in case of emergency, Button will be coming very shortly, you would suspect.
He will, and I'd expect Kyle Clancy will pull him very soon. By way of the warm-up he's doing, it looks like he's very close to seeing some action, and well he should, because Cuilinn the game is starting to go a little bit away from them. It's still very much alive, but they'll need to make sure that they keep plucking away.
Yeah, 5 minutes gone in the second half. As Tuam will lead by 5, but it's Cuilinn on the attack themselves here. McDonagh puts it off the shoulder. Desi, difficult hang on the 21. It should be good for his right boost, and indeed he responds in style. 9 points now for Cuilinn, 110 for Tuam Stars. This game is, you can hear it from the crowd as well. Everyone sense it's proper championship football.
It is. It's started to open up now, Jonathan. But then again, inside to Desi Keneally, you could see that little bit of urgency. We touched on the 5-point lead. They know that they need to chipping away at the scoreboard, but that's a really good score from Desi Keneally, a good leader in the team, former captain of the side, and that's his third of the game. But Tuam Stars winning the resulting kick out, and that man again on the ball, Gary O'Donnell.
Well, Sean Kelly has just dumped back Gary O'Donnell off the ball. Austin O'Connell saw it, and again we'll touch on it maybe a little bit in a couple of moments. Shane McGlinchey, he bats down kickouts, high balls ever so well. It's like a basketball pass down. He's a big man, he's used his frame, tendency not to catch it at times, but it's a very clearly working tactic for his side as the hand pass goes astray. Now what will the decision here, because he blatantly saw the late hit. I'm surprised he doesn't come back for advantage. Is he going to come all the way back?
Yeah, I don't think he will, because the advantage should probably accrue. I know it's at the discretion of the referee, but he might liaise with Martin Flaherty, who's the linesman, just to see what he felt, because there definitely was a coming together. I'd say potentially.
Sorry, Eddie, look who's 27 here. Peter Cook is unleashed and ready to go. 7 minutes gone in the second half, and this is just nonsense now. Gary Donnell, who was fouled in the process, has to come out, and I didn't see any form of punishment put to Sean Kelly. And you talked about conferring with the sideline, and now he's gonna, this is nonsense altogether. Now he's punishing the injured party, and he saw the belt in front of him laid off the ball. I think he's going to yellow card Gary O'Donnell now as well. Oh, Eddie, will you speak before I get myself in trouble again?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit pedantic by Austin. The first half we didn't speak of the referee. It was reffed very, very well, but in this case obviously Gary O'Donnell's quite frustrated because there was a coming together. He then forced him to go off the pitch, which technically is the correct rule. Gary was frustrated with it, but again,
Eddie, he saw the late punch, didn't he?
We want the players to be the focus, and to be fair, like we touched on, Austin has had a really good first half, so hopefully he'll let it flow in the last 25.
He's taking his time now, waiting. Gary O'Donnell has waited a long time, so it's 14 against 15 as things stand, as Cuilinn come on the attack here themselves, trying to get a score, trying to punish the extra man. Shot comes across in the loop, but it's dragged out, another wide on the game. So Gary O'Donnell will come on, he's had his moment to cool down. They're 6 wide of the game. And here come though, in case of emergency, Peter Cook. It's his first appearance of the championship campaign. He's going to replace Tom Clark, who's making away. So like for like out in the middle of the pitch, I wouldn't have thought Clark was the worst player out there. But,
they most certainly had to bring Peter Cook on. He's an influential member of the side, a county player, and it's a big 22 minutes for Peter Cook. And if Cuilinn are to come back into this side, they'll be relying on him to add to it, because Shane McGlinchey, to be fair, in the last 10-15 minutes of the first half and start the second half, he's very effective, and for a young player he's very mature. As you said, he taps down those balls, wins the breaks, and again Tuam have won this kick out.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hot ball though. I think it's a case of pulling the ball out of the opposition hands there. I think this should be a throw ball by my count here as well, and it looks like that's what the decision will be. So a 4-point advantage for Tuam Stars. 9 minutes gone in the second half as darkness gets a little bit more. Peter Cook is involved now in a bit of messing off the ball, bit of theatrics in terms of going on the floor there, you would say, but a little jaunt is given back there as well. It's championship football, Eddie. It's getting hot and heavy. We're very much at the business end, and Cuilinn now come out of that one. And Niall Walsh now puts his boot through it up towards Desi Keneally outside the 2-bar arc, left hand side, tries to meander his way forward, gives a short little ball around the corner. Can they get the shot away? It's inside a goal. Half an opportunity here even to work a goal. The shot's been taken, the shot is good. Shot goes over the bar. It's a 3-point ball game here all of a sudden, and it's game very much on.
Really good score again. Fiachra McDonagh finds his
Sean O'Connor, I think.
Sean O'Connor inside, and to be fair, like we touched on, it's an important few minutes here from Maigh to get back into this game, and Faker McDonough, to be fair, found Sean O'Connor, and it was the right ball, and he found the score. And you could see from the response from the Maigh supporters, they needed that score, and they're on the attack again.
Yeah, and keeping that momentum, it's Sean Kelly who wins the breaking ball out in the middle of the pitch. And now off the shoulder they go, moving quickly. The green shirts are starting to bomb forward. Kelly puts it over the top now. This could be another opportunity. They swirl around, it'll be another score. It's just over the crossbar, but it's enough in the end. And over it flies, and it's the 2-point ball game. And it's Desi, their sharpshooter. 11 points now for Mark Cullen, 110 for Tuam Stars. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and now all of a sudden you feel like it's Tuam Stars who need a score.
Yeah, it's game on again, 2 points in it, but you can see the urgency in the Maigh build-up. They won the kick out, early ball in. The first half they were working it through the lines. It was repetitive, it was easy to defend. In this case, straight into Desi, and he showed that urgency on the loop and strokes it over the bar. That's 4 points for Desi.
Yeah, 4 points for Desi. Number 4 for Tuam Stars is Rory O'Connor. He's down. I'm not quite saying it's tactical, but I think it certainly suits Tuam Stars to get a bit of a breather as they're going to make a change of themselves. Ronan Cuilinn is being introduced, and it's Jack Cuilinn, so it makes way the number 8. So a change of piece in midfield, it probably tells you the importance of that battle out there.
It's a massive battle in the middle of the pitch, because both teams we've seen have good forward lines. If they get enough ball in, they're going to punish, and especially on the Maigh side, when you have the likes of Desi Keneally inside, and when Tuam Stars defending the lead, they'll need to try and maintain that foothold in the middle third.
So the fork, and this time it goes short. Rook gets possession of the ball out towards Ben O'Connell. He started off that second half with a fine score. Seems like a long time ago now, because it's Mark Cullen who have just started to chip away at the lead. It's a 2-point advantage now for Tuam Stars. Clock shows 11.5 minutes gone in the second half. Tuam Stars in possession over on their left hand side. Murphy looks up, looking for some bit of room, and now it's Ben O'Connell starting to cover a good bit of ground. Still open up in front of him, and he's thought about opening the legs. He loses possession of the football as he ran out of real estate in the end. He has indeed. Not quite sure the sideline ball was taken, but either way, Mark Cullen are coming driving forward, and there's open country down the right hand side as the terrorists roar on their side. Paul Kelly's gone in over the top, trying to stretch the play a little bit more, but the ball has been kept over on the right hand side of the pitch. They move it infield, still waiting for a big moment of Peter Cook. He's pretty much just hovering off the shoulder there as possession comes across now, and they drive forward. And it's David Wynne, the captain, as ever. Desi now gets it. He's outside the 2-point arc, but all you can see is red. Niall Walsh now takes it with a bit increased more tempo, spins its way around now. And Sean Kelly gets it over on the left-hand side, looking for some movement. Scoops the ball in towards the corner, towards Paul. Backwards it comes now towards Walsh. Walsh will look to spray it over on the right-hand side of the pitch. It's a big boot and pass. It goes all the way over, a little bit behind, but there is time to retrieve. And it's picked up again by David Wynne on the right-hand side this time, as he tries to drive at the heart of an increasingly deeper Tuam Stars defence. They've the 3 up top. Everyone else is pretty much inside their own. Not quite safe. There was a 30-yard line. They'd be inside that. They're all very deep, trying to push out a little bit more. But the opportunity comes in over on the right-hand side now. Can Mark Cullen get their opportunity to get a shot on goal? Desi gets it on the loop. It's a difficult angle. Rory Connor's putting a lot of duress, but he finds a soft yard. Shot comes in from the right-hand side, and the shot is good. And over the bar it goes. And it's a 1-point ball game here in Pearse Stadium. 13 minutes gone in the second half. And Mark Cullen, the green machine, is starting to motor.
Really good score, patient build-up. All came from a really good dispossession from Peter Cook down on the terrace end, which won ultimately a line ball for Maigh Cullen. I think that was Niall Walsh.
Niall Walsh, I think he was to tail it over,
which is his fourth. He's had 4, and as has Desi, and very reliant on both up front, and they're coming to the fore. That's 3 on the bounce for Maigh Cullen, and well in the game with the minimum minute.
Yeah, looking for an equaliser, and Wynne now gets it. Will he go? He got one in the first half. Does take the roof off. It's going to hang in. Mightn't go out of play. No, it will, in fact, as it scoops into the air. So Tuam Stars get a little bit of a breather. Well, it's a lot of Mark Cullen scores in a row, you would suggest, in the last couple of moments. But you would say they've got the moment. Their 4th score in a row makes it a 1-point ball game here. And give or take, we're halfway through that pivotal section of the second half.
We touched on with Peter Cook coming in. It was an influential time in the game, and Maigh Cullen have responded with 4 big scores, and they needed them. At that point, David Wynne will be disappointed on his favourite left foot, unopposed. Maybe slightly outside his range, but I'd say having taken on the shot, would have expected to find the target, and that would have levelled it.
And of course, this is action brought to you here from Pearse Stadium, from Galway GATV. That's a collab between Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM. And this coverage is brought to you in association with the Blackrock College. Cottage even. I've said that wrong a couple of times in the first half. You know where it is, a fine spot over the water there. You can, over in Salthill down with the prom, you can go to www.blackrockcottage.ie to find out more. I think everyone is watching on in delight here as the Stars try to come forward themselves and try to generate an opportunity. They're driving it through, it's half blocked. Is it back for a free? It is, as the shot come in from Conor Heenan. It's gone in for wide, and they're going to let it go as a wide as well. Thought they were coming back for a free, Eddie.
Yeah, at one point I thought Heenan had his jersey pulled. I thought Austin might accrue it might give the advantage. The hand didn't go up, and it was half a goal chance. He forced it, but they would have wanted to get a point at least out of that's 3 wides for Tuam. To be fair, they've been quite economical on front of goal. I think 2 shorts to add to that, but other than that, they've been quite efficient.
So Peter Cook now, it's first real time into possession of the football, you would say. It's a 1-point ball game. It's halfway through the second half here in Pearse Stadium, 15-15 on the clock. It's the hero from the equivalent game last season in Tuam Stadium. Neil Mackay got that important goal for Maigh Cuilinn to get over the line. He's going to be introduced in the next couple of moments. Daisy though gets it on the shoulder back towards Cook outside the 2-point arc, but Tuam Stars shirts, they just swarm on him straight away.
Yeah, I've seen his movement. He's very much working around that arc, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't get a shot or two away in the
Johnny
second
Maloney
half.
though, will he try and tie the sides up? He shoots with the left boot and he's nailed it. We're level indeed here in Pearse Stadium. 13 points now for Maigh Cuilinn, 110 for Tuam Stars. Game very much in the melting spot.
Big score, Johnny Maloney again. That's his first of the afternoon, or of the evening, and an inspirational score. 5 in the bounce, level, and Dara Forkin now standing over another kick out. A lot of pressure on. Maigh Cuilinn are starting to get the measuring around the middle of the pitch. Peter Cook, while hasn't been on much possession, has been quite influential in terms of Maigh Cuilinn turning around that sector in their favour.
Yeah, it was the breaking ball though. Tuam might win this one. They've got to be careful here. They have, as the foul is potentially has to come in, you would suggest here, as Cian Mitchell, the goal scorer in the first half. But we're coming up on 12 minutes of football now since Tuam Stars have got a score. That stat has to change if they're to get into the county final in a couple of weeks' time.
They'll be concerned about that, and even more prevalent, I think they've only had 1 attack in those 12 minutes as well. So that'll show you the dominance around the middle sector. Cian Mitchell, to be fair, 1-1 in the first half. Won a really good break, and they needed it there. He was brave, went down to the ball and won the free, and has started the attack here for Tuam Stars.
Yeah. Significantly, they're holding on to possession of the football. One caller now shoots off the left. Can the substitute get things back on track? He certainly can. What an impact off the bench. And it's the Stars are back in front. And that's certainly a way just to break the duck.
Big point for Tuam Stars, and I think that's their 8th score of the evening. That'll show you the balance in the Tuam Stars side. Obviously, Brian Mannion a big loss beforehand, but the rest of the players have stood up and have answered the call for Tuam Stars. Really big kick out one there again by Gary O'Donnell.
Yeah, so Tuam Stars won 11, Maigh Cuilinn 13 points. 80 minutes gone now in the second half. Ben O'Connell now boots the ball down the line. It's been taken out by Grugan. He's a good bit out from home as a full forward position. Shortly hand pass down the line. Peter Cook is putting pressure on, indicate that it's gone a little bit too eager with a push there as it's come in, so it's not really a shootable free, you would say, and indeed they quickly recycle the ball backwards and now into the central zone, and they'll switch it with Mitchell now. Will take a run now and pops it off the shoulder in front of, that's Cormac McWalter. So they go from right to left and now down by almost the left sideline. McWalter now gets it on the second occasion. Walter's coming through in goal, punches it up and punches it over the bar. We said Tuam needed scores, and it's like London buses. They've got 2 in a row.
Really big score from Tuam, and again, with the new rules, that a score or even a wide is really, really important, because you can put your imprint on the kick out, put the press on, and the game will go in ups and downs. But I think this is Tuam's a few minutes to try and put their mark on this second half. So an important few minutes coming up, and Pearse really is going to be under a little bit of pressure. Tuam have a full press on again.
Yeah,
good score, Cormac McWalter, and again he was mature, came in along the goal. Another person would have maybe gone for a goal, but kept a cool head on young shoulders and hand passed the ball over the bar. Correct decision, and a big score for Tuam to put them back.
Yeah, Peter Cook did the hard work there, batting down that ball. It was pulled out. Peter Cook, though, takes a so long goal belatedly, but I think he's a good bit from the wrong spot. Confirmed that substitute that took place there from Col Clancy's side. Into the action, number 29, Neil Mulcahy. He replaces 22, Jared Davern. And to give you the indication of the strength and depth, Mulcahy was in the Galway squad last year, the Galway senior squad, so certainly a good player to be able to bring on. We touched on the goal that he got in Tuam Stadium last season. Dessie Keneally now tries to bulldoze his way through, scoops the ball in field. Sean Kelly now is going for a run. How did he find half a yard? Seems like he would find a bit of space in a phone box at times, but forced back towards Peter Cook, outside of the boot now, over towards the right hand side, towards Walsh. And quickly in turn, there's a bit of room here, but the pass is a little bit over the top. But there's another man in the corner to hold on to possession here. We're coming up to 10 minutes to go here in Pearse Stadium. And what a big 10 minutes ahead of us. Because Tuam Stars won at 12. Maigh 13 points, a 2-point advantage for Tuam Stars. But it's straight away Sean Kelly again now, attacking the inside left position. He's going to shoot off the left. Has he got the legs? It's not. It's going to tail over towards the left-hand side and wide. And I think right down the N17, if there's anyone left at home, they're maybe starting to believe, because we're very much in squeaky bum time now.
Yeah, probably not the right option from Sean Kelly. I think that's 8 wides for Maigh Cuilinn and 2 shorts as well in the first half. So that's 10 chances gone a-begging. Sean Kelly has been actually quite come back into it again in the second half in the last 5 minutes, and if Maigh Cuilinn are to bridge this gap of 2 points, they'll need him to be influential, but in that instance I think he just wasn't the right option, to be fair, and I'd say he'd acknowledge it himself.
Cuilinn, who's a big impact already, he broke the period of non-scoring with a fine score himself. He gets the ball. It was Jamie Murphy initially that won possession off the own kick out, and backwards they go and holding on to it now. This is clever football. You would say about Dave Donlan, he's had his sides so well drilled since he's taken ownership in Tuam Stars a couple of years ago. Murphy now, this time over on the right hand side, trying to get his side back in the first county final since 2019. It's been a long time since one of the most famous clubs in Galway football has been on the top table. But they won't get to the top table by mistakes like that. They have a man injured in the process, and there's a green wave of Maigh Cuilinn coming charging forward now by Mike Maughan. He's covered a power ground, gives it towards Cook. Cook goes outside of the boot, in around the house, a poor ball, because Darragh Rook though comes across cleverly, sweeps it up, and now it's the Stars their opportunity to go for a counter-attacker themselves. It's just getting very chaotic out here.
It's become quite open, and every turnover is vital. Peter Cook will be disappointed he forced it there. I'm not sure whether he was going for a shot or a long range pass, but at the end it wasn't the right option for him, and Tuam on the attack.
They're on this in the corner forward position. Backwards it goes towards Jamie Murphy, drops the shoulder, spins around. Can they take a shot and goal from here? It's high. Where is it going to go? It's over towards the right hand side and wide. It's wide number 3 for their count. They've been quite good with the shots so far, but now is not the time to pick up a dirty habit.
Yeah, again I'd say Gary would be disappointed. Gary O'Donnell, you could see from his reaction, it was well within his range on the left hand side, just I suppose between both arcs, and it tailed to the right and wide, but a big few minutes coming up, and like we touched on, it's become open, it's become very, very open, 2 points in it, and every attack could potentially yield a score, so you have to punish.
Peter Cook has been done for steps, and that seems a very harsh call, as Jack Grugan is wanting a bit more. Jamie Murphy says enough of the messing around and grabs the ball and keeps going forward himself. He needs some help. He'll have to go around Toolers there almost. The Maigh Cuilinn physio is out in the mix. Infield it goes. Can they get the shot away? McQualter from the right. It's off the post and wide. Oh, the big moment. Dave Donlan is hopping up and down with frustration in front of him, the Tuam Stars manager, because he knows with the clock showing 23 minutes gone in the second half, they lead by 2, but they need every bit of scoring opportunity they can get.
Yeah, you could see from the reaction of everyone in Pearse Stadium that attack was a pivotal shot. I think it was Jack Grugan who came in on the right hand side, and it hit the right post and out to the right and wide. If they put 3 in it with 7 minutes to go, it would have been a big score. In his case, he's put it out to the right. I think it's Tuam's 5th wide of the game and Jack's first.
Yeah, Cillian Reedy is introduced there for Tuam Stars. Their goal scorer, Keane Mitchell, has departed, but his goal, as things stand, is a big say on the scoreboard, but it's far from over just yet, as Maigh Cuilinn now come charging forward in possession of the football. David Wynne now cuts in field, scoops the hand pass backwards. Not quite a Limerick hand pass. I think he got enough contact on that one as they play the ball in field. Cook going for a 2-pointer to tie up the game here in Pearse Stadium. Peter Cook, he's back in style. What an introduction, and it's the first orange flag of the game, and what a time to get it.
Oh, what a score, Peter Cook, an inspirational score. We touched on that he was hovering around that 2-point mark. David Wynne found Dessie Keneally with an awkward hand pass, but to be fair, there was the hand movement in it, and then he found Peter Cook, who was, like we touched on, hovering around that 2-point arc, and he's one of the only men on the pitch that can with no breeze that can kick from that range, and he has, to be fair. He stood up, and it's level game, and it's whoever's the best team now, put your hand up. It's been a really entertaining game, tight and tentative, but like we touched on, Peter Cook,
just
what
ridiculous.
a man to have at your disposal to come off the bench and kick a score like that, which could be ultimately a match-winning score.
Well, whatever words were used and coaxing him back home, it certainly looked like it is going to be pivotal. He's tied up the game here. Clock now showing 5 minutes to go. 15 points for Maigh Cuilinn, 112 for Tuam Stars, but it's Maigh Cuilinn on the attack again. The shots we taken, it's high, it's not very handsome, and it's wide. The game remains on an absolute knife edge. There's a beautiful sunset out here on Salt Hill, a little purpley sky starting to focus around. The new floodlights are being used to maximum, and we're getting a game that is going to go down to the wire, Eddie.
Yeah, Johnny Maloney, he's been excellent in the second half, to be fair. He cut through the defence, I think it was Johnny, but forced the shot then in the end. Probably the wrong option, should have recycled on the loop. That's 9 wides for Maigh Cuilinn, and some really important plays coming up in the next few passages.
Oh, Shane McGlinchey, has he got it? He's got the decision, he has. I think he's got clattered in the process. His teammates aren't giving him any mercy because they're driving forward possession of the football. Conor Hinnigan is still going on. Where's he go? He has to be careful here. He's had a lot of green shirts. Where's the ball going to break? It looks like it's a turnover. It's a touch on the ground. It's touched on the ground. It's a free in for Tuam Stars. What a moment of the game.
I was going to touch on, Jonathan, that what an interception from Sean Kelly with his left hand, perfect tackle, but then Maigh Cuilinn man touches the ball on the ground, and I think, to be fair, it's the right decision, dead straight in front of the goal. This is going to put Tuam Stars a point up. Really big pressure on the next kick out or two for Maigh Cuilinn. They'll want to get hands on the ball. There's going to be more attacks in it. There's a lot more to play, but they're going to, should Jack Rugan, you'd expect, with his fifth of the game, will put Tuam Stars up by the minimum.
So here comes the left boot of the Armagh man. Off the inside of the post! Oh my days, and all the way across. Has it gone wide in the end? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, I hadn't marked it on my book, but I was just about to. That would have been his fourth, dead straight in front of goal, and
the upright
it
is
has
shaking.
probably knocked the stuffing out of his teammates and the supporters. That should have put Tuam Stars a point ahead, and Maigh Cuilinn on the attack here again.
So it's still level here. The clock shows 27 minutes gone in the second half. Peter Cook's 2-pointer has made the sides level. He scoops the ball into towards the corner now with Jesse Keneally. Cook is gone. Keneally tries to get back on his right. Found half a yard. Can he get his shot away? Low hand pass inside onto the field. Oh, what a touch that is. Back towards Peter Cook. Inside of the right from Peter Cook. Oh, he's cooked it over with perfection. Peter Cook, with the last 3 points of the ball game, puts his side back in front.
Inspirational stuff. What a score from Peter Cook, but the touch by Niall Walsh. It was Shane Walsh-esque in Tullamore a few years ago. Knocked it up with his right foot, came up into his hands, and who did they find? Peter Cook. That is an outstanding score. Probably better than his 2-pointer. We had the perfect viewpoint here on the right, just outside, just inside the 2-point arc, when he's going to probably catch this kick out as well.
He's like a magnet to the football. Has he lost possession there? Bodies fly in. Free's been awarded, touch on the ground, free to Maigh Cuilinn. Correct decision. Peter Cook now is a magnet to the O'Neill size 5. His side are in front. 16 points to 112. Clock shows 28 minutes gone in the second half. It's Maigh Cuilinn on the attack though. 2-point advantage would feel pivotal here as we're down the left. The gun, the shot is taken. Has it the legs? It's over the bar. It got a punch in the end from Dara Forkin, but over the bar it flies. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point advantage for Maigh Cuilinn. A 2-point swing with 2 minutes of normal time to go. And it's just a big, big score. And I think it's Johnny Maloney.
Yeah, massive score. We touched on it. Johnny Maloney has been inspirational in the second half. The Offaly man, again, a former Sigerson player.
Peter Cook,
chance here again.
Goes, good opportunity inside of the post. Back it goes. Surely they will tap the ball over the bar. It looks like that's what they're going to do. McDonagh puts it up. He puts it over the bar. Might have been a goal either way. There's daylight between the sides all of a sudden. But yeah, Peter Cook again, you could just have a cameo in the last 5 minutes of him.
He's been absolutely inspirational, has really led like a leader, stood up when they needed him most. But again, long ball in. I think it was Fiachra McDonagh hit the inside of the upright, came around to Desi Keneally, and to be fair, they show composure, and Fionn McDonagh finds the ball and strokes over, I think, what is his second point of the game. And for a guy who missed some points early on, he's been excellent in terms of his maturity, and still stuck at it, and a really, really important score for his side here to put them 2 points up, or 3 points up.
3 minutes of addition time as well, plus a minute of normal time as well. So give or take 4 minutes of football, but some Just red haze out in the middle of the pitch there. Awards a free and a yellow card. It's been flashed out there by Austin O'Connell. But most importantly, it's Sean Kelly on the halfway line with possession of the football. And they will try and hold on to that O'Neill size 5 for the remainder of the game, though. They might have forced a turnover over there. Reedy, has he got possession of the football? Back he has, but he's very close to the sideline, gets a free. So maybe it's not over just yet. Long ball in the house towards Davern, but he's forced on the word towards the corner and tries to flick it up first time. It doesn't right come up, but he gets it on the second occasion on the loop. It's not quite get a goal, but they definitely need a point straight away. They're about to make a blast of subs as well, 2 more to come on. But possession of the football with Tuam Stars now. We're about to start the 3 minutes of normal time. Gary O'Donnell gives the ball backwards. Shane McGlinchey is going to go outside of the boot. This needs to get over. Has he got a bomb of a score? Oh, he's nailed it. It's a 1-point ball game. All of a sudden, with 3 minutes of additional time to go, McGlinchey with a 2-pointer.
Yeah, what a score, Jonathan. If Peter Cook's score was inspiration on the Maigh Cuilinn end, Shane McGlinchey, come at the hour, come at the man. He stood up. I thought Gary O'Donnell had the chance on the outside the arc. He didn't go for it, brought it back to McGlinchey outside to the right from, I'd say, about 50-55 yards, and he stroked it over the bar. 1 point in it. It's all to play for. What a contest this has been in the second half.
So Conor Heenan makes way. We'll see Noel Henry is being introduced there as well. There's a second as well. I think there's one from Owen McGuire that comes in for Maigh Cuilinn. Fresh legs, left, right and centre. As things stand, there's 2 minutes of additional time left here in Pearse Stadium. The scoreboard, 1-14 Tuam Stars. 18 points, Maigh Cuilinn. A 1 point advantage for Maigh Cuilinn. Talk about a game on a knife edge.
Yeah, we've touched on it so many times. It's ebbed, it's flowed. We've touched on Pierce Greeley. This is another big kick out. He's got a lot of weight, to be fair, and it's really grown into the game. But every kick out is vital here in this injury time.
The Stars have got possession of the football just about on the halfway line, over on the left hand side. They've got a free as well. So here we go. There's a minute and a half gone of the 3. There has to be a bit more for all the stoppages. They've got possession of the ball, halfway line. Across the pitch they go now towards Cuilinn. He's got one in the second half. He needs one more. He's going to wait. He's going to solo with the ball. This is a grandstand finish here. All the excitement we could have desired for the first Saturday night under the lights here from the club perspective. Stars now over on the left hand side trying to get a free. They've got a free. It's close to the 21, all the way over on the left hand side. A couple of moments ago, Jack Grugan had a free kick that came off the post. This is a right footed kicker, and who is going to grab possession of the football?
Yeah, it's a massive strike. I would be thinking, would it be Jamie Murphy go for it potentially? I'm not sure.
So it actually looks like
Ronan Colleran.
Ronan Colleran. So he's got one.
Sorry, the right-footed.
And is this a 2-pointer as well?
Right-footed kicker. I think it's inside, but he's starting his run outside.
Yeah, he's starting outside. So it's a 1 point effort to tie up the ball game here at Pearse Stadium. It's low, it's dangerous. It's across the face of the goal. Oh my days! You're waiting for the net to ripple.
And again, Austin is into his umpires. It looked to me like it was a wide ball, but there is remonstrations with the umpires to suggest it could be a 45. But again, that was the chance you would have thought. We're now coming up on the 33 minutes,
so
and
wide
they've waved the wide ball. I still
in,
think they should get one more attack. They made 2 substitutions, which would suggest that potentially 30 seconds or 60. It's a massive kick out again. I've touched on it 3 or 4 times in the second half.
This is it,
and every kick out appears to be
Maigh Cuilinn by
big.
1. But here comes the kick out.
That could have gone anywhere as well. A fist on it. I'm not sure who got the fist, but it so easily could have ended up in the back.
Greeley's
of
put his
the
foot
net.
through it over towards the left hand side. Possession is paramount. It's been punched down. Who's going to get the ball? It's Maigh Cuilinn who've got possession of the football. Hold on for a couple of moments outside of the boot, across the pitch, and now they've open country on this left hand side. The time is pretty much up, you would say. Tuam Stars, and there it is the full time whistle. Maigh Cuilinn by the minimum as the youngsters march on. What a game of football. But it turned out in the end to be the Peter Cook show.
Oh, what a game of football. And who handled the last kick out? Peter Cook. Not only did he handle it, he had the confidence to outside of the right boot to bring it out to the stand side to find possession, and Austin O'Malley was left with no option. Austin O'Connell was left with no option but to blow the full-time whistle. But what a game of football, to be fair. Slow to start off in the early stages, but again, Tuam Stars left absolutely everything out there. And looking back on it, you'd have to go back to maybe 56, 57 minutes on the clock level. And to be fair to Jack Rugan, who had a fine game, to be fair, he missed it. Mike Cuilinn went up the other end of the pitch and 3 scores without reply, which ultimately won the game for them. But what a game. And in terms of the setting, the lights, the dust coming down here in Pearse Stadium, all the young children out, anyone that paid their €25 in, they've got their value already without the second game coming at all.
So I suppose to wrap up, a 1-point game and a 1-point victory for Maigh Cuilinn, 1-14 to Tuam Stars, 18 points for Maigh Cuilinn. It's come to that time of the evening. Eddie, you're a man of the match from a thriller of an opening game here.
Again, Tuam Stars have been so gallant, to be fair, and we have to touch on it. Tuam Stars win in Division 1. I think we touched on it earlier. A Division 1 side, they haven't actually been beaten all year, and full value for the semi-final place, and could as easily have won this game this evening. They were excellent, and to be fair, died with their boots on. In their ranks, you'd have to look at some of the performances. Gary O'Donnell was excellent right throughout the game. Up front, Jack Rugan, in fairness, I know he missed the free, but he kicked a lot of good scores. Shane McGlinchey was absolutely inspirational in the second half, got that 2-pointer to bring them back into it. Luke Davin, another who was really, really good, 2 points for Cormac McWalter. So to be fair, Keane Mitchell, 1-1 in that first half, was excellent. But in terms of the man of the match, will have to come on the Maigh Cuilinn side. They were game all the way through. I thought Michael Maughan at full-back was excellent. David Wynne, captain, was inspirational, scored an early point. Sean Kelly pulled the strings for large parts. In the middle of the pitch, again, I felt Tuam maybe won the battle there. Peter Cook coming on in the second half, how inspirational was he? And for a lot of people, could have easily been the man of the match. Desi Keneally, really, really good. But for Johnny Maloney, inspiration second half. For me, it was probably between Peter Cook coming on the second half. But the man I'll give it to is Niall Walsh. He kicked 4 points, set up the 2-pointer for Peter Cook, and was excellent all the way through.
So the drama is just starting here in Pearse Stadium. A huge game to come between Cuilinn and Saltidlochlecara, but it is Maigh Cuilinn who are safely through after a dramatic game here against Tuam Stars. 18 points to the 114 of Tuam Stars, 1 point advantage for Carl Clancy's side. We'll leave you with some halftime highlights. We'll try and get you some reaction, but do stay tuned. There's another belter game here to come in Pearse Stadium. And now they're on the attack now themselves, and it's their captain David Wynne going to run to show the forwards how to do it, and talk about a captain leading. As Niall Walsh now finds half a little yard, is driving down centrally, still up and up, onwards he goes, still might be goals for an opportunity, and flashes it over the bar in the end. It's the second.
Much in the offensive stakes, they're attacking here now.
Jack Rugan now gets it, turns first time, has it, the legs. Oh, it's a quality score. Starting to stand up in the last couple of moments. Murphy might get the give and go here. It comes across now towards Mitchell, and he's nailed it. And the tune 40 yards out, give or take. Going to shoot off the hands. Strikes it high. And it's good. And Maigh Cuilinn are shot away. A couple of dummy souls there. That's beautiful. Still trying to meander with it forward. Now Walsh again off the left. A difficult angle. But it's 2 and quick on the left. Still going. Tries to spin his way around. He's got an opportunity here as well. This could be half a goal scoring opportunity. Back on the left. He kicks it high. He puts it up. He puts it over the bar. Right forward. Will he look to take a shot and goal? He's going to shoot, trying to level things up. A difficult angle from the Orseborn Troyant, and he's certainly back with it off the shoulder here. Cuilinn. And now the recycle back where the move started for Ben O'Connell. Ben O'Connell shoots, half block, hangs up dangerously. Greeley comes out, the ball spins up, it's possession back, it's into the back of the net. Keane Mitchell was there. Got back towards Ballydocha, comes across now. Finn McDonough has a lot of time, and at his third occasion, he gets it over the bar. Some of the purse taken inside. And Murphy comes across the shoulder. Will he take a shot at goal inside the old arc? And he nails it over the bar. And the experience on the door for so many years. Lost a couple of league finals in a row. And now the shot comes in. And Darragh Hinnan will take the house off. And he's got to get another couple of scores before half time. Here comes the backdoor score towards Desi. And Desi shoots it up over the bar. Once it left his boot, who was going to be the winner here. It's Maigh Cuilinn now trying to meander the way through. The shot's been taken. Is he going to squeeze over at Aids? It's another important score from in towards the corner. Can they get the shot away? This is dangerous. Dax toward Darren. Surely he's an opportunity to get over the bar. He has. He's gone and nailed it.
The pitch with lots of young players from either either club on the pitch at half-time.
Ben O'Connell's coming through. Sorry, Eddie, coming through. It's punched down. Might be dangerous. It could be a goal scoring opportunity. The shot is taken. Oh, save on the crossbar. Maigh Cuilinn 8 points, but the Stars on the attack now themselves. Shot has been taken by Grugan. Has he got it? He certainly has. So he's on the 21, left-hand side. Should suit the left boot, and indeed, he sails it over. Donica pops it off the shoulder. Desi. Welcome back to Pearse Stadium. We're down pitch side, joined by the man of the match, Niall Walsh. Niall, thought for your emotions to watch on as a neutral. It was quite a crazy finish. What was it like to play in towards the end?
Yeah, it's hard to sum up the emotions right now. It was a very nip and tuck game, over and back. I mean, I don't know how many lead changes there was, but overall we're just delighted to get back into another final. We knew Tuam would bring a huge challenge today. We've had some titanic battles with them over the last few years, and last year at this same stage as well. So overall, it's just one objective today. Can we put in a performance? Can we get a result to get back to the final?
How much has the muscle memory built up over the last couple of years, proven, beneficial to you guys down the straight there?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, at every game has takes on its own, I suppose, its own story in that. Yeah, we're a couple of years on the road now. Lots of semi-finals played, a couple of finals, some good results, some bad results. So yeah, the experience, I suppose. We're a couple of points down there with 5 or 6 minutes to go, but never any panic. We've been in that situation before, and we've been on the other side, a couple of points up, and try and see out games. So yeah, look, there was no panic there. We just stuck, worked hard, got our scores, got a couple of great scores. Peter kicked a great 2-pointer there that I thought the game was starting to slide away from us a little bit. We were struggling to get the ball over the bar. Peter stepped up with a great 2, and that really ignited us again for another 5 minutes after that. Just
how much of a boost is it? You can hear the hover of excitement when he comes on, but to unleash Peter Cook off the bench like he's a Galway inter-county player, all-star material, around, to get that off the bench is a huge boost to everybody.
Absolutely. From I suppose just a momentum side of things, even just turning around and seeing this fella coming on from our own perspective gives us a lift. I suppose the opposition take a look and think, oh, look who's coming on here as well. So it's great depth in our panel at the minute. I mean, Neil Maigh came on as well, and it was terrific as well. And there's a couple of more lads there that are chomping at the bit, played in the early stages of the group. Really strong panel, but to answer your question, yeah, to have someone like Peter coming on is obviously a huge momentum boost to us.
Now you can sit back, a second semi-final to come, but to be back in the county final, everyone down in Ballydotcha will be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, unfortunately we've lost 2 finals in a row now to Cuilinn. We'll see how this game goes here. But I don't want to say we're trying to right wrongs or anything like that. Every year takes on its own pattern and its own story. So look, we'll be chomping at the bit, whoever wins this game. We just want to try and maybe get our hands on the Frank Fox again. We've been unfortunate not the last couple of years. So yeah, we'll be chomping to go now Tuesday night again, preparing for a final in 2 weeks' time. Well,
congratulations, enjoy the build-up. We'll chat before then, but man of the match, fair play. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, Jonathan.
Thanks very much. So that wraps up the first of the games here. It's a doubleheader under the lights, Saturday night lights in Pearse Stadium. First one wasn't bad, but a huge one to come. Do stay tuned. You can probably see both teams out behind us. Cuilinn versus Salthill Lochnacara. It's the game the whole country's been talking about. Stay with us here on Galway GAA TV. For his right boost, and indeed he responds in style. 9 points now in the corner. Can they get the shot away? It's inside a goal. Half an opportunity here even to work a goal. The shot's been taken, the shot is good. Shot goes over the bar, it's starting to bomb forward. Kelly puts it over the top now. This could be another opportunity. They swirl around, it'll be another score. It's just over the crossbar, but it's enough in the difficult angle. Rory Connor's putting a lot of duress, but he finds a soft yard. Shot comes in from the right hand side, and the shot is good, and over the bar it goes. And it's
I'm surprised if he doesn't get a shot or two away in the
Johnny
second
Maloney
half.
though, will he try and tie the sides up? He shoots with the left boot, and he's nailed it. Neither hold on to possession of the football. One Collar now shoots off the left. Can the substitute get things back on track? He certainly can. What an impact off by almost the left sideline. McCoulter now gets it on the second occasion. Walter's coming through in goal, punches it up and punches it over the bar. We said Tuam needed score on that one. As they play the ball in field, Cook going for a 2-pointer to tie up the game here in Pearse Stadium. Peter Cook, he's back in. Oh, what a touch that is. Back towards Peter Cook, inside of the right from Peter Cook. Oh, he's cooked it over with perfection. Peter Cook. It's Maigh Cuilinn on the attack though. 2-point advantage would feel pivotal here as we're down the left. The gun, the shot is taken, has it the legs, it's over the bar. It got a punch. An opportunity inside of the post. Back it goes. Surely they will tap the ball over the bar. It looks like that's what they're going to do. McDonagh puts it up. He puts it over backwards. Shane McClinch is going to go outside of the boot. This needs to get over. Has he got a bomb of a score? Oh, he's nailed it. The time is pretty much up, you would say. Tuam Stars, and there it is the full-time whistle. Maigh Cuilinn by the minimum as the youngsters march on. What a game of football, but it turned out in the end to be the Peter Cook show.
Oh, what a game.
The award-winning Blackrock Cottage in Salt galway.ie.